past year, Tampa Bay Rays, they were sitting right at the top. They were a lot of people World Series picks. That did not happen.
Not yours, though.
No, definitely not mine. I still don't understand how they did as well as they did. I will once again probably underrate them and bet the under coming into next year. But looking, maybe a good offseason. Maybe a good offseason from them would change my mind.
Well,
do you think that they're going to have a good and successful offseason?
Well, I was going to ask you, what do you qualify as a good offseason? I mean, a good offseason, I guess you could say, like how we determine it is how well did the guys do that you picked up. Whereas what I'm looking at right now for the Tampa Bay Rays is they don't usually have typical off seasons for these teams that are trying to buy, because the Tampa Bay Rays do not buy. They're sitting at 93 million, expected to be 116 million this year with all their other projections and everything like that, taxes and what have it. But yeah, they're losing Cruz, Archer, Waka, but in guys that they're going to get, there's not going to be many names because the Tampa Bay Rays are one of the lowest payrolls in all of baseball, and they'll continue to be that. And that's not going to change. So for you, Nick, what do you have them doing? And I'll kind of give you what I have them
Well, I mean,
doing.
I think that, like, not a lot, guys. They have almost no active contracts. Like, they have Kiermaier and then, like, almost nobody else. Everybody is, like, arbitration, like, pre-arb or, you know, all of those things. So realistically, what I see the Tampa Bay Rays doing, if you know, history holds true, I think I could see them looking, maybe going to get some like cheap, underrated batters that like we're not talking about, the Yankees aren't talking about, but their mathematical nerds upstairs are like, hey, he gets on base and does really good stuff, like we think we could work with him. Or similarly, something in the bullpen-esque area like that, you know, like some cheap guys that we're not looking at, but they are, and they think that they can make something out of nothing. But it's not going to be your massive, you know, Kniebles or freaking Chris Bryant or anything like that.
They don't even have enough money to even get Knievel, and he's relatively decently cheap compared to a lot of relievers out there. And like I'm going to agree with you. I think they're going to make a lot of pitching moves because they are losing Archer and Waka. Waka wasn't that great. Archer was a flop, and yeah, they're going to let Cruz go. There's no way they're going to get Cruz back. Here's an option, and I don't know if I believe in this option, but here's an option, and hear me out. They might cut Zunino because they have a team option. It's only $4 million for the team option, but they might just do it because I've seen some weird things in the past where at the time I was like, okay, that's weird, like trading Rich Hill to the New York Mets. That didn't make sense, but it worked. Rich Hill ended up flopping. Now, granted, Zunino's hit 33 homers.
Do you know who they have at catcher after that?
Yes, Mejia, and he's super cheap. But again, I don't think it's going to happen. Okay, he hit 33 home runs last year with 62 RBIs.
It's only $4 million.
It's only $4 million, but again, I've seen some weird things. But for me, with their main offseason moves, yeah, they're going to grab somebody like last year, Archer maybe has 1 year left in the tank, and maybe they can figure him out, do a little project, little math project,
you know, and like, you know, maybe you work something out where it's like, okay, you're only exclusively throwing sliders now. Maybe
J.A. Happ.
That's it. So
maybe J.A. Happ.
Maybe J.A. Happ.
Maybe J.A. Happ.
Yeah, potentially for sure.
Not?
You know,
that's it.
Could definitely happen. I could also see too, and I don't think that this is going to happen, but because he's so hurt right now. But I know that some Rays fans were kind of calling for maybe looking at a Glasnow extension, but because he's kind of like dead right now and like did not finish last year, it's kind of difficult to do that because if you're Tyler Glasnow, now is not the time to be signing a long-term extension. And if you're the Tampa Bay Rays, he's injured. Do you really want to lock this guy up for like 6, 7, 8, however many years, right?
And if I'm Tyler Glasnow, do I really want to get the extension that the Rays are going to offer me? Because it's not going to be that high. And yes, if I was Tampa Bay Rays,
sure, but look at what they did with Kiermaier, you know?
Yeah, and that was a good deal. That's it. That's the thing. They don't have much room to give more deals than Kevin Kiermaier. They just like don't have that flexibility. That's why they're always the lowest in the payroll. So if they're gonna offer him something, it's gonna be low, and it's probably the right time to do it if you are Tampa Bay Rays, because you're gonna get him a lot cheaper when he's on the IL with recovering from Tommy John. You know?
Either way, folks, not a lot is truly the boiled down answer here. They have a good team. They have some bats that are going to do really good. A Rosarina, Wander Franco. They have dudes that are going to be studs, and they're probably just going to ride with them and maybe make some small little like adjustments in the bullpen and whatnot. Maybe bring some minor league guys up, but we don't expect too much.